Welcome to another day of Bhagavad Gita Sadhana. I believe it's day 235 out of our year-long practice. And I think today is going to be the hardest day of all for me. So, as I believe I've mentioned earlier in the year, I have an essential tremor that's genetic, and then there are some other things going on with my health, and my physician recommended a new medication. And almost immediately, the essential tremor went away. So if you're not familiar, like I wasn't being able to hold mudras because my hands were shaking, and I'd be talking to people, my head would shake, and I would have no idea. I did see myself in the mirror once, and it's kind of freaky. I had people say, should you be seeing anybody for that? Anyway, so the medicine works fine, except it's having side effects, and I think I may have to stop it. So I'm a little not myself today. And we'll see how I get through the topic. I had another topic in mind, but I'm going to try to keep it simple, especially related to what I'm talking about, which is the idea of homeostasis. That your body, we've talked about this a little before with spiritual homeostasis, which relates to this topic. So your body is a machine that's built for the focus of our yearly practice, which is Samatvam, which is just being itself. Your body is unique and different, and it's always going to try to be itself. If you deprive it of sleep, it's going to make you sleepy, so it can come back to itself. If you eat too little, it's going to make your blood sugar fall, and then you're going to eat some more and come back to yourself. And that's a wonderful thing, except for when it gets hijacked. So, for example, your body knows what your blood pressure is, right? And it's going to try to keep your blood pressure at that same level, which is good, because otherwise, if you stood up, you'd fall over, which I might do. But with homeostasis, you can, with time, reset it. So, for example, if you train yourself to feel a certain way, like you don't eat regularly and you get used to that feeling of your blood sugar being wonky, or with blood pressure, this is more dramatic. I wanted to go to the more dramatic one next. If you spend just a couple days under a lot of stress with elevated blood pressure, your body goes, oh, that's my blood pressure now, which is why high blood pressure, hypertension is called the silent killer. You're slowly resetting your blood pressure normal, up and up and up, until your body's, breaks down because of it. And I'm thinking of this because of homeostasis on all levels. So, for example, one effect of this medication for the tremor is that I feel super calm. I'm not used to feeling super calm. And on the mental level, I'm like, wait a minute, I don't know if I can function being super calm. Where's my inspiration, my motivation, my drive? And having worked in a psychiatric ward, I now completely understand what many people who took the medications there said. It's like, yeah, it's working, but I don't feel like myself. And the rate of noncompliance was high because we have this idea of who ourselves are. Actually, it's said that we are embodied as very unique selves for a reason, that there are things in this cosmos that only we can contribute. But to do that, we have to come back to ourselves. And how do we do that? And see, this is the tough part, because a lot of times, especially with spiritual practice, it's, what do I do to come back? What do I do? What do I do? And it's one of those simple but not easy answers. You just be yourself. I think we've been getting a lot of airplanes lately because the flight paths had to change yesterday with the water spouts over Lake Erie. So, fantastic. Where was I? Coming back to yourself. think I lost it. Oh, well. Yeah, this idea of non-compliance and coming back to, yes, how to come back to yourself. Simple but not easy. Just be yourself. And the tough part of that is when you're under stress or trauma, your sense of self can get reset. And the hard part is really chipping away at what is yourself and what is the reset. And to be yourself. This is so hard. This is what Arjun's trying to do, because usually Arjun's like this dude who's courageous and ready to take on a challenge. And in the Gita, for a while, he's like, I don't know what to do. He's usually decisive. He's usually so skilled. He's lost his skills. He can't hold on to his bow. And what Krishna is doing is, here are 18 ways to get back to yourself. Here are 18 ways. We're in chapter 7, so we're in 7. We're on the 7th way, and we'll talk more about it tomorrow. But I just wanted to give you this idea of, you have this natural, profound wisdom of being yourself. And oftentimes we just have to get out of our own way. Just have to get out of our own way and settle into who we are. I hope that made some sense. And part of the reason I'm talking about this today is there's been so much swing of emotion in my life and in the lives of many people I know. There's been death. So Sue and David, I'm thinking of you today. And of course, Tejasveen, your family, Roger, I was thinking of you yesterday. And the death of the trees, the tornadoes that ripped through. I went to North Chagrin Metro Park, one of the most beautiful metro parks in the area, and the devastation. And I was thinking, yes, we talk about people who die in these natural events, but what about the trees that die? What about the animals they take with them? It was, I haven't seen anything like it. It was amazing. But then yesterday was also the USA Olympic basketball team triumph. 61 medal wins in a row, pulling a gold medal out from somewhere. There's an example of a team that just went, and then they got back to themselves kind of at the end. And even within that triumph, so we swing from sadness to joy. And then Gabby Williams, I root for her, and she was so sad at this. So how do we stop that swinging? What do we come back to? It's not that we have to give up the swinging altogether. It's just that we know we will come back to ourselves. And I think that's part of the stress of stress, is we think, I'm never going to get back to myself. You will. It can take time, but you will. Just like I'll be back to myself, hopefully soon. Let's try balancing. I'm going to see how fun that is today. Ooh, so bright. Switch. Back. It's the irony of the spiritual path. We want to change, and when we change, we go, I'm changing. So for the next 5 minutes, not 25 minutes, that would have been exciting. For the next 5 minutes, I invite you to contemplate what you want to reset. What do you want your homeostasis to be on any level? What do you want that steady state to be? 5 minutes to contemplate that. Go. welcome back. My sense of time is gone too. Wow. Anyway, so here I am trying to be a new me and then freaking out about it, really relating to today's topic. But I know if I can come back to my true self, everything will be just fine. So what? Feel free to comment. Do you like the new me? Do you prefer the but spot on me? I don't know. Well, we'll see what kind of me I am tomorrow, if I make it. Oh, until then.